Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to jump right in and break down the absolute must-have tools for any new web developer. We're literally building your first digital toolkit from the ground up, so let's get started.
You know that feeling, right? Staring at a totally blank screen, thinking, how on earth does this become a website? Well, that's the exact journey we are taking today. We're going to go from a completely empty folder to a real working web page, step by step.
So here are the big four. These are the core tools we're going to set up. You've got the terminal. Think of that as your command center. Then there's a code editor, which is basically your digital canvas. We've got Git to help you keep track of everything. And finally, Node.js, the engine that really makes modern web development go.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about your Command and Code Hub. This is your digital workshop. Seriously, it's where you'll be spending most of your time, and it's where all the magic happens, turning your ideas into actual working code.
I get it. The command line can look a little intimidating at first, but trust me, as this quote points out, it is one of the most powerful and efficient tools you'll have. It's all about speed. Why click through a bunch of menus when you can get something done with just one quick command?
So, what is the terminal anyway? Well, the easiest way to think about it is just as the window you type into. It's the program that lets you give your computer direct instructions. It's kind of like having a direct line to your computer's brain.
Right, and if the terminal is the window, the shell is the brain behind the window. It's the program that actually understands what you just typed. You might hear people talk about different kinds, like Bash or ZSH or PowerShell. It really just depends on whether you're on a Mac, Linux, or Windows machine.
Okay, so you've got your command line. Now you need a place to actually write your code. You're going to hear two terms thrown around a lot: code editors and IDEs. For a beginner, the difference is huge. A code editor is simple and lightweight. It's just for writing code. An IDE, on the other hand, is this massive all-in-one package with tons of features that honestly can be pretty overwhelming when you're just starting out. So, for our toolkit, we're going to go with Visual Studio Code. Why? Well, for one, it's free. Plus, it's super fast and incredibly powerful. It really is like a digital workshop. And the best part? It has this huge library of extensions, so you can customize it and add pretty much any feature you can dream of.
Okay, our workshop is set up. We have our command line and our code editor. Now we need to install the engines. These are the powerful tools that run under the hood and really make things happen.
And the first engine is Git. Honestly, the best way to think about Git is as a time machine for your code. No joke. Every time you make a change, it takes a snapshot. So if you mess something up, and trust me, you will, you can just rewind to a version that worked. It's an absolute lifesaver, especially when you start working with other people.
The basic flow is actually pretty simple. It's just 3 steps. First, you git add your changes, which is like putting them in a staging area. Then you git commit them, which takes the actual snapshot and lets you add a little note about what you did. And finally, you git push your changes up to a shared server like GitHub, so they're saved and shareable.
All right, our next engine is Node.js. Now, you might hear it's for running JavaScript on servers, and that's true. But for us right now, the most important thing about Node.js is that it comes with something called NPM, the Node Package Manager. Think of NPM as a giant, free library of code. It's like an app store for developers, letting you easily grab and use tools other people have built.
So when you go to install Node.js from their website, you're going to see two main options: LTS and Current. Here's a pro tip. Always, always choose LTS. It stands for long-term support. It's the most stable, most reliable version, and it's exactly what you want when you're starting out. No surprises.
Okay, our toolkit is officially assembled. We have everything we need. Now for the really fun part, the launch. We're going to take all these tools we just set up, write our very first line of code, and watch it come to life.
All right, go ahead and open up VS Code. Let's make a new file. Just call it index.html. And inside that file, we're going to type just one single line of code. It's an H1 tag that says Hello Web. And believe it or not, that's our entire web page.
Now, you could just double-click the file to open it in your browser, but that's not how modern development works. We're going to use a local server, and we start it right from our terminal with a super simple command, something like npm start. This is what really brings the page to life in a proper development environment.
So what does that command do? It fires up a server on something called localhost. And all localhost means is your own computer. Your machine is acting like its own little web server just for you. That special address, 127.0.0.1,
That IP address always points back to your own machine. It's your personal, private sandbox to play in.
And there it is, success. Your browser should pop open in a new tab, and you'll see an address like localhost 3000. And what's on the screen? Hello Web. You just did it. You went from a totally blank file to a running web application. How cool is that?
So, up to this point, everything we've done has been on our own computer. That's called our local repository. But what if you want to work with a team, or just back up your code somewhere safe? That's where a remote repository comes in, usually on a service like GitHub. Think of the remote one as the main hub, while your local copy is where you do all your day-to-day work.
Yeah, this quote really nails it. Your local repository is your personal workshop. It's messy, it's where you experiment. The remote repository, that's the clean, finished product in the showroom. Or it's the central table where the whole team comes together to sync up their work.
Okay, let's do a quick recap. The terminal and your code editor, that's your workspace. Git is your safety net, your code's time machine. Node.js is the engine that powers it all and gives you access to NPM. And localhost, that's your private playground for building and testing before you show it to anyone else. And just like that, you have the fundamental toolkit. These 4 tools are behind pretty much all modern web development. You've officially gone from zero to hello web. So really, the only question left is, what are you going to build next?